Okay, so hey guys, so today I wanted to film a makeup collection video for you guys on my Kat Von D makeup collection. I am wearing a lot of the products today, and I decided to film while I'm wearing most of the products that I have from her. What's funny is that I actually don't have as many Kat Von D products as I thought. I thought I had a lot more than what I actually have, but I only really have a few of her lipsticks, a blush, some single shadows, an eyeshadow palette, a contour palette, and her liners. But she has become one of my favorite brands ever. I think that the quality of her products are just so amazing, and the pigmentation and the blendability, and it's just like you can't really go wrong if you want to go with blendability and pigmentation when it comes to Kat Von D. So I'm going to share the products that I have with you guys. I'm kind of going to start this again on my channel and fill you guys in on what I have from each brand in my collection that are my favorites. So Kat Von D is probably tied with NARS as like my all-time favorite brands, and as one of my all-time favorite brands. And the first things I'm going to start out with are the first things I'm going to start out with are the palettes, and the first one I have is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. This is the Eye Contour Palette. Now, this palette is very, very popular, and I did mention it in my most overhyped products on YouTube because this was probably the most overhyped eyeshadow palette last year, but I find that it's like the most worth it because I constantly grab for this palette if I'm doing like colorful looks, if I want something that will brighten. I usually am like a one palette girl, and I only use one eyeshadow palette when I'm getting ready. But if I'm getting ready for like going out or something, I'll grab this palette and use a shadow from this palette because I know that it's gonna be really nice to brighten, and it's all matte. And I did tell you guys that the other matte eyeshadow palettes out there are like the Natural Matte palette from Too Faced and the what is the other one that everybody loves? I know I mentioned it in that overhyped video. I'll link it below if you guys want to see that. I think I was wearing this lipstick too in that video. I just cannot get enough of this lipstick, and I'll talk to you about it in a second. Well, a little bit further into the video, but I just think that this palette is such a smartly laid out palette. It really just have your everyday needs in one palette. It's a lot more cool toned than most people like. I mean, I'm a warm eyeshadow girl, but this is like one of my favorite matte palettes. I think this is the only all matte palette that I actually own, but I love my matte shadows, and I just love a little bit of a glittery color on the lid. But these are fantastic eyeshadows, and the colors are, hopefully I will be able to start on the right side because I always end up starting on the wrong side for these. So the first one is Latinus, then Citri, then Succubus, then Liberatus, Shax, and Celios, then Lucius, Solace, and Samuel. Then the banana shade up here is called Ludwin, then the one up here is called Lazarus, and then the one up here, the peachy shade, is called Latus. And I know people say they have like names that like are the devil's name and stuff like that, but honestly, like, she is so cool, and I feel like her outlook on life is just so awesome. And you know what? More power to her if she wants to name something after something that she's fascinated in. I think that's so cool. And I don't think that she worships the devil. I mean, maybe people have said that, but I'm not getting into that. I'm only talking about her makeup here. If you guys want to, see what is said about her on the internet, you can go to a different video. But anyway, I'm not here to address controversy about anything. I'm just talking about the items I own from her. But I think that this is a solid palette and something that is probably an essential in anybody's collection. It's not my all-time favorite palette because I am such a Too Faced girl, but I've gotten so much into her products the past year that like it's a solid palette and something that I grab for a lot, especially this quad right here. This shade, this matte white shade, is one of my favorites in the palette because it really does brighten a lot of bright looks that I do, and I really like using it all over the eye. So I think that this palette is freaking awesome. So I love that. And this is the only eyeshadow palette I own from her. Also because, again, I don't like overwhelming myself with too many eyeshadow palettes, but I did just order some Makeup Geek shadows to complete my foiled eyeshadow collection and a couple of their blushes, but those are just single shadows. Those don't really overwhelm me as much. Speaking of eyeshadows, I'm just going to roll into the other few eyeshadows that I have from her. But also, what was I saying? But like the Monarch palette is beautiful. I also really want some more of her blushes, and I might pick up a couple more of these colors. But for now, I only have these three single shadows from her. These are the Kat Von D Metal Crush shadows. Now, if I recommend anything out of everything that I am telling you, especially when it comes to eyeshadows, you need to go out and at least try one of these shadows right now. These, I feel like, are like the best lid shades on the market right now. I think that the pigmentation is phenomenal. They're buttery, they're smooth, they're amazing. So they're called the Kat Von D Metal Crush shadows, if I didn't already say that. And I own 3 of them. As you can see, they're pretty similar to what I'm wearing on my eye. I'm wearing this one on my lid. But these are literally phenomenal. I would literally compare these to Makeup Geek quality when it comes to like the foiledness of an eyeshadow. I mean, this one is a little bit, it turned out a little bit more matte than I wanted it to, but I actually really like how it looks. So the first one that I have is called Dose, and this was the one that caught my eye first. And I knew that this one was one that I really, really wanted. But these are so beautiful. I think I'm just only going to swatch these because, like, literally, that's one swipe. I just brushed down, and then that's one swipe of the product. And that's what it looks like right there. Like, look how pigmented that is. It's so beautiful. And look at that reflect. They are absolutely gorgeous. These are $20 a piece, so they are a little bit pricey. But honestly, I would think that these and the Makeup Forever eyeshadows are probably the best single shadows on the market. I think that these might even be better though, but I might be a little bit biased because I have never tried any colorful eyeshadows from Makeup Forever. Actually, I have, because I have this palette right here. I have the Artist 2 shadow palette. The only reason why it's in my room is because I store excess makeup that I don't have room for in my bathroom in my room. And these are good. I like them, but there's just something about these that are just a lot smoother and a lot more pigmented that I love. Maybe I should try more of the single shadows, but I just love these and I think they're amazing. The second one I have is called Synergy. It's this really beautiful brownish color. This one is actually sold out on her website along with Thunderstruck because, you know, Thunderstruck has been sold out for a while now. I actually wanted to pick it up around like the Vibe sale in November, and I still haven't seen it restocked on Sephora. The one downfall of Kat Von D products is that her products take so long to restock. I mean, I haven't checked today and I haven't checked in like a couple of days, but every time I check, I see that it's sold out. So, and there are so many new makeup products that I want on the market, but I really need to not buy anything right now. The only thing I'm going to purchase this week is the Too Faced Peaches palette because that's an absolute essential for me. But anyway, this is what Dose looks like. Again, that's only one swipe. Like, right? That is so beautiful. This one reminds me of Makeup Geek's Flamethrower, and this one reminds me of Makeup Geek's Grandstand. But I did do like a whole duping video on Kat Von D and Makeup Geek and all of that. And they actually are not similar. I mean, they're similar, but they're not exact dupes. They both have their own differences. So you should definitely check out that video that I made if you want to find dupes for them. And then the last one I have is called Raw Power. This is the one I'm wearing on my lids. This one I wanted to pick up when the Vibe sale was going on in November. But I did pick it up the second part of the part 2 of my Sephora haul in November. And this one is a little bit more gritty when I dip my finger in. I feel like a lot of reds are like that though. Like I noticed that about the Manny palette as well, that Mars shade. I feel like that is very gritty too. But I guess because they're just more pigmented, because red is very hard to formulate, especially for the eye area, because you're not supposed to use much red around your eyes because it's very irritating. But this is what the Raw Power shade looks like. Again, they're so gorgeous. I highly, highly, highly recommend these, and I think that they're amazing. I really want Thunderstruck at some point. They have a beautiful blue, which is called Paranoia, I believe. Yeah. And they also have this beautiful green color called Iggy, and I want them so bad now because they look so beautiful and intense, but I'm gonna hold off because, like, there's so much stuff that I still want, and I need to just pace myself and make sure I'm not, spending too much money. So then the next thing is another Shade and Light product. She has this along with this that I'm showing you, and she also has the blushes, but people are so fed up with the formula for the Shade and Light blushes that she actually listened to everybody and is actually going to reformulate them, which I think is amazing. That's why she's so cool, because she actually listens to the consumer and wants to reformulate them because people were disappointed with the formula. So I think that's freaking awesome. So then the next product I'm going to talk about obviously is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. This was actually the latest thing that I've picked up from Kat Von D, and I've only had this for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I really hate myself for being so late to the bandwagon for this because this is amazing. But I still love my Marc Jacobs contour powder. I still love the Too Faced one. I still love the MAC. I still love the NARS. Like, honestly, all of the contour powders that I have, I really do love. I did use this on my face today, and I can tell you that these are super freaking pigmented, okay? You barely need to dip your brush in, and you just blend it out, and it takes like 2 seconds to blend out, and you basically have your contour. That's how easy they are to work with, but again, it's a little bit of a downfall because if you use too much, it'll look very ashy, so make sure you just tinily dip your brush in like a little bit and just brush it on your, obviously where you're going to contour, and it's a really, really great palette. So the colors are Levitation, Lyric, and Lucid, right? And then we have Subconscious, Shadow Play, and Sombre. Is that what it is? I know that this one is Shadow Play. This is like the most popular shade, and then like these two shades, but I use these two shades because I'm a lot fairer, and I find that this is really nice because it has a nice gray undertone in it, and that's what you're supposed to be using to contour. So this is, again, a really amazing contour palette, and I'm wearing this underneath to just chisel out the contour a little bit more. I like doing that a lot. It's kind of like close to baking, so this is a great product as well. I still haven't tried the banana shade underneath my eyes yet, but I know that, again, this is a very overhyped product, but again, this one is honestly I love every single Kat Von D product that I own. I love all of them, and her products are amazing, cruelty-free. She's freaking awesome. Like, she's just an awesome lady. Then sticking with eyes, I'm just going to mention these really quickly. You guys already know that these are my favorite eyeliners ever. Like, ever. They just make everything easier when you're doing your eyeliner, and I'm talking about, obviously, the Kat Von D tattoo liners. I have 2 of them. I have the Mad Max Brown, which is the brown shade, and then I have Trooper, the infamous, infamous Trooper that everybody goes nuts over. So, and this one is the black, obviously. So I am wearing Trooper on my eyes today. I'm wearing Urban Decay's Perversion on my waterline, and I really need to wear this more often because it's so black and it really like doesn't budge that much. The ColourPop one seems to budge a little bit more on my waterline, like a little bit after I apply it, but this one is great. But anyway, this is the brown, and I literally use this like every single day of my life, and what sucks is that I basically let my other eyeliners dry out because I just use these so often, and I still have the Made You Look eyeliner, but I haven't used it because I feel like it's going to be dried out. That I'm like, why should I use it when I know it's going to be dried out? Like, I feel bad that I haven't shown love to it, but these are both my second ones of both of these, and I might honestly purchase the Stilo ones again just because I want to see how pigmented they are, but Stephanie Nicole is right about these. I know I mentioned her a lot, but I do talk to her a lot. If you store these in a downward way like this, like in down, if you store them so that the cap is facing down, that's how you say it, right? Right? I mean, like, I'm just like crazy, and my hair is like annoying me right here. Okay. If you store them down like this, then the fluid will drip down and then it won't dry out as fast. So I've been storing them like this now, finally, and it seems to be helping a lot. So I don't really have to rave about these, but honestly, they have like the finest tip that it makes it so easy to do your eyeliner. See how fine the tip is? I do want to try maybe the Jessie's Girl eyeliner at some point because Kathleen Light says it's like a dupe for these. And if I can find something that's like $4, I'd much rather buy that because you guys know eyeliner and mascara are always things that you're replacing a lot faster than everything else because they expire a lot faster. But I love these. They're amazing. And then I only have one single blush from her. I know that sucks because I honestly love her formula for blushes so much. This is the Kat Von D Everlasting Face Shaper Blush in the shade Bellissima. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today and I just love this blush. It is so beautiful. I wish she would just come out with more shades for these. I'm such an idiot and I don't have Wish and I really wanted that one. And I also wanted a couple more colors from her. But I think that was when I was on like a Clinique Cheek Pop kick and that's when I was getting a lot of those blushes and I have 3 of those. But then she has now discontinued these and she came out with the Shade and Light blushes and everybody doesn't like those, but she is reformulating them. So I'm probably going to pick those up because, you know, hello, I love her a lot. But, let me just see if my friend has called me. I'm supposed to meet up with my friend in like 45 minutes, at 7, but she hasn't texted me since like 1:15, so I guess we'll see. But anyway, this is such a beautiful blush, and I really wish I had more than one from her, but these last so long on your skin, and when she says that they're everlasting, they really do last a long time. I mean, I know there's not too much blush on my cheeks. I didn't want to do too much because I had so much going on my eyes and a darker lip color that I wanted it to be a subtle blush. And I even tried to go a little bit more subtle with my highlight, but hello, like look at that highlight. I'm wearing the MAC Soft and Gentle. It's so beautiful. But anyway, I just wish she would come out with more shades like these, but these are like one of my favorite formulations for blushes. I mean, NARS, MAC, and Becca are tied for me as my top favorite formulas because I just love them. But Urban Decay and Kat Von D make phenomenal formulas as well. Those are like my top 5. I like the Tarte ones too, but I seem to like these ones a little bit more, and I wish she had more shades. So I'm going to stop rambling about that. And now the last things I have to share with you are just some of her lip products. So the first one I have is the one and only shade that I have in the Kat Von D Studded Kiss lipsticks, and I have the shade Lolita. I really wish I had more of these, but again, I don't want to overwhelm myself with too many lipsticks because I have so many lipsticks and it's honestly driving me crazy that I can't wear my lipsticks as often as I would like to, because obviously you can only wear one lipstick every day, and it kind of sucks because I feel like that it's just not enough time to wear everything. So this is the shade that I have, and honestly her formula for lipsticks is amazing. It feels dry, but on the lips, it doesn't feel dry at all. Like when you swatch it, it doesn't feel as smooth as a regular lipstick from like MAC would. But this is one of her matte lipsticks, and I think that these are amazing, and that's what the color looks like. It is so, so pretty, and I wish that I wore this a little bit more often. I was thinking about topping it over the lipstick I'm wearing, but I've done that before, and I've worn this lipstick so many times, but I just love this lipstick a lot. Maybe I'll pick up more in the future, but for right now, I am so done buying lipsticks right now. Like, you have no idea. I'm so overwhelmed with lipsticks that I'm just like, no, I don't need any more lipsticks right now. But yeah, highly recommend her lipsticks. And yes, I only have one, but at the same time, I really do love this lipstick. She makes bomb lipsticks. And then the last ones I have to share with you, and I have done a full review and lip swatching of these, are the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks. Oh my god, why is this falling? And I have 6 of them because one of them is just a mini of one that I already own the full size in. So these are the 5, let me just show them like this. These are the 5 lipsticks, full-size ones I have, and then these are the 2 minis. So the first shade I have is called Noble, and it's this really pretty peachy nude color. Then I have Melancholia, which is this really pretty pale pink. Then I have Lovesick, which is one of my favorites. It's this really beautiful mauve-y pink shade. I love it. It's not too mauve. It's a little bit more pinky mauve. I love it. Then I have Bow and Arrow, which is like the one everybody wants, but they actually just restocked this like a few days ago. I saw it on Sephora. I don't know if it's sold out now, but I saw it on the website like a few days ago, and they had it finally, and like I'm sure everybody got it, so then it was sold out again. Like I've said before, I was so lucky to find this shade because it was like the second to last one in Sephora, and it was when I like had like no money, but I was like, I know if I don't pick this up, then somebody's gonna snag it, and then I'm gonna be so upset that I didn't buy it. So I got it, and I love this shade. I've worn it so many times. Phenomenal. And then the last one is Lolita. I mean, come on, if you own these lipsticks, I don't think one person who owns Kat Von D lipsticks doesn't have this shade. I'm wearing it on my lips right now, and it's still my favorite one from her. These two have such an amazing formula. They're super comfortable, and they go on feeling like they're drying right away, like not drying like not comfortable, but drying like not wet. And they just dry super fast, and they just are so pigmented and so smooth. They don't wrinkle your lips. Like, they're beautiful, and I've just worn the crap out of Lolita, and I've been trying to wear it as much as I can before the winter is over because I feel like it's just such a perfect fall and winter shade that I'm actually kind of upset that the winter is going by so quickly because fall is only another couple more weeks and then we're into spring already. And then the last one is one of the minis. I mean, I have Lolita in a mini, but obviously, you know, that's on my lips. Sorry, my friend texted me saying that she's canceling on me, so did my makeup for absolutely nothing. She just said she just got home, so. She said that the roads are flooded. So, whatever. So, yeah, anyway, that just kind of annoys me, but whatever, because now I just have to go through this whole process tomorrow of getting ready. But honestly, I wasn't too pleased with how my eyes looked, so maybe I'll do it better tomorrow. But anyway, this one is Lolita 2, which is the, these ones are part of the, Alright, let me just wrap up this video because I'm just texting her because she said that if you're already ready, then we can still hang out. But Lolita 2 is a really beautiful color too. I'm just gonna, hold on one second. Sorry, I had to cut it off for a second. I was just talking to her. But it just like throws me off if I'm like texting while I'm filming. So, but this one is called Lolita 2. This is a really beautiful color as well. I really, really like this one. I was actually going to wear this today if I worked, but then I ended up not working. So, anyway, but this is a really beautiful color too. So the ones that I would recommend out of all of them, I mean, I really love most of these, but the ones that I would recommend would be, that's the wrong one, Lovesick, Bow and Arrow, Lolita, and Lolita 2, but these ones are definitely my top 3. But Lolita is definitely the one I recommend over every other color. If I had this and like 4 other lipsticks in my life and that was it, this is like one of my top 5 favorite liquid lipsticks ever. Ever. Like my top 3 is Lime Crimes Bleach, Makeup Monster Sedona, and I love the ColourPop Ultra Matte lipsticks, but I feel like I could live with, no, I could not live without them. But my top 3 are like Makeup Monster Sedona, Lime Crimes Bleach, and Kat Von D's Lolita. I just love this color. It's like one of the most unique colors you could ever see in your life. Like, isn't it gorgeous? Like, and it's like cool and warm at the same time. It's definitely not a warm lipstick, but it has like a tiny little hint of warmth in it that it just doesn't look like any other brown shade. You know what I mean? It just has this really gorgeous like hue to it that makes it very unique. So I love this so much, and the formula is a freaking bomb. It's so comfortable. I've been wearing this the whole video and it just feels like nothing on my lips. Honestly, like if you want to go with something comfort wise, I highly suggest her lipsticks. Her paler shades are not as good. I find that these are a little bit drying and they peel just a little bit, but honestly, like I can deal with it because they last for a few hours and then they start like getting a little bit drying. And I haven't worn them in a little while, but I still really love them. But I would definitely recommend her darker shades, and these are phenomenal. So I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share what I was wearing on my eyes today. And as you can see, sorry, I just put them on the floor because there was no room on my desk. That for the packaging for these, the Shade and Light palette has silver outlining, and the eye palette has gold eyelining lining, which I think is really cool. So I just wanted to say what I was wearing on my eyes just to tell you what I was wearing. I can't talk. Just to tell you what I was wearing. So I am wearing this one all over my eye. Then I'm wearing this one in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with this color. I just don't want to like mess up the names of them, so I'm just going to point to them. And then I wore this one on the outer corners, and then I went in with this shade on the brow bone, and then for the lid, obviously I'm wearing the Metal Crush shadow. I'm a little bit disappointed in my look because I wish I would have used a lighter crease shade, because I feel like the crease just came out a little bit more darker than I wanted it to be and not as red, which I wanted this to be a little bit more of a prominent color in the crease, because I decided to use this in the crease, and I always forget. Like, if you're going to use one of these shades, they're very pigmented, so they're going to come off very pigmented. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it. So, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as UW819. My Twitter is PokerFace819, and then my Snapchat is PokerFace819 as well. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. But, yeah, I still really recommend this. Just, like, use a light hand or use, like, a lighter transition shade. And, yeah, that's it. Bye!